Let's take a look at some of the other stories making headlines around the world this hour. Israel has pushed back on its plan to partially reopen the Rafah border crossing with Egypt for limited passenger travel. The crossing has been closed since February 28th, stopping limited departures and preventing Palestinians in Gaza from leaving. As a result, thousands of people in urgent need of medical treatment have been unable to leave. Doctors also warn that medical supplies in Gaza are running low. Well, so far, only a fraction of the crossings that were supposed to be open have seen that actually happen. When Rafah first reopened on the 2nd of February, Israel said it would permit 50 patients a day to leave for urgent medical treatment alongside 2 companions. Had the original promise been upheld, more than 6,000 people would have exited, around a third of those patients. So far, though, a total of just 1,075 people has been allowed to leave the Strip. Israel also agreed that 50 people a day could cross back into Gaza. Had the original agreement been upheld, more than 2,000 people would have returned home. But so far, just 859 people have been allowed to enter. Let's go live now to Gaza City. Al Jazeera's Hani Mahmoud is there. Hani, crushing disappointment once again for Palestinians who were hoping for this crossing to open.
Adrian, and this is not just a disappointment about the fact that it remains closed, but about what Rafah crossing it represents. The right to leave for treatment, to survive, the right to return home for many of the families outside the Gaza, whether they left when the genocide started or before the genocide, and also the constant feeling, almost permanent right now. It's a permanent displacement. It's a permanent feeling trapped in and out of the Gaza Strip. So the whole thing has been a huge blow for the Palestinians, particularly patients who are in need of urgent medical evacuation. We're looking at 18,000 Palestinians who are in need of medical evacuation. They have the medical referral needed in order to get the treatment abroad. But even when it reopens, it will still operate under the same exact tightly controlled mechanism by the Israeli military. And what we mean by that is the movement in and out of the Gaza Strip will be strictly controlled by the Israeli military, and it's upon a prior security clearance, which means many of the patients who are in need of medical evacuation and their companions might not be able to leave.
And Hani, before we leave you, Israel still carrying out strikes there in Gaza despite the ceasefire.
Absolutely, and just as we were coming up for this live hit, we could clearly hear the sounds of heavy artillery coming from all directions here. We are based in the western part of the Gaza Strip, but easily can hear the sounds of heavy artillery, the sounds of armored vehicles and tanks coming from the eastern part, which is not really far from here. We're looking at it close to 3 or 4 miles approximately from this area. Just in Khan Yunis in the past couple hours, a drone strike targeted tents and an area outside in the western part of Khan Yunis. These areas are outside the yellow line. Their initial reports talk about many of the people who were injured and transferred to Nasser Medical Complex. But this is the exact routine that Palestinians have been living with since the ceasefire started. So we're looking at close to 658 Palestinians killed as these attacks continue, and close to 1,700 of injuries, as these, again, are happening on a daily basis to the point of becoming the daily norm for many Palestinians.
All right. Al Jazeera's Hani Mahmoud reporting live from Gaza City. Hani, many thanks indeed.